If you're into a bit of vintage muscle, this is a fantastic car and a true rarity because it's a Beaumont. Now, these are only made in a few countries that were outside of the US. Canada, Australia, South Africa. This is based on the Cheval base, except that it's a right-hand drive, of course, and it is a 4-door pillarless instead of the 2-door version. This one is exceptionally nicely done. You can see all the little details are in the right place. The upholstery has been done in Agantara with this light blue stitching over there. The paint is absolutely perfect. It goes like the clappers, and it's just such a nicely restored car, and it's got great road manners. It's not bouncing in everywhere. The suspension's been done as well. It just feels like such a tight car, and somebody spent a lot of time and a lot of money getting this thing as right as possible. Just listen to that V8 as well. Oh, that's beautiful! Nothing like the sound of a V8 doing its thing, man. It is just so cool. And it clearly makes a lot of friends. I've already got a couple of waves. I've only been in the car for 5 minutes. And a couple of nice stares from the aunties as well, you know. Now, rumor has it the owner of this car has literally spent a ton of money on it. Now, I can't tell you how difficult it is to find all of these Beaumont parts, because the parts are exceptionally rare in 4-door form. In 2-door, you can order them off the internet from any of the big Chevy sites that do resto parts. But this particular one is difficult to find because all the little parts need to be put in the right place. That Beaumont sign, just that sign, that script there is impossible to find. That is just so nice. And there's a certain, what's the word I'm looking for? A command a car like this demands on the road. Everybody gives way, everybody gives you the gap you need, and it's just such a nice car to drive. And I believe this one is a 70-71. So just listen to how that picks up over there. And then all of a sudden, we're doing big numbers here. Woo! And she really does hold her weight well. There's no shakes, no wobbles. Man, what a great car. I certainly wouldn't mind owning this particular one because wow, this thing has just been done so nicely, and I'm particularly impressed by the small details. Not only is the general car just present well, but it's the small little details, the little locks and bobs and bits and little switches and switch gear that has all been put in the right place. And getting Beaumont parts together is not easy. The drive is effortless. It literally is effortless. It's just, you don't have to spend any amount of time and effort pounding the accelerator trying to get past another car in the overtaking space. What's really nice about this is that it's a right-hand drive, and usually these old American muscle cars are all left hookers. This Beaumont is a right-hand drive, and it just feels like so right on the South African roads. You don't have to worry about overtaking. It's a bit of a schlep sometimes to drive a left-hand drive car in a right-hand drive space. See, I got another thumbs up from the kid across the way there. I love that. This is great as well. This is an old school air conditioner. Let me show you how it works. So it points the air right on your pip. Oh, I love that. I love it. I don't know, there's a combination of the feeling and the sound when you're doing an old school V8. It just, everything just comes to life. It's visceral almost. Everything makes sense. You don't even need a radio in a car like this. Just listen to this. Got the best soundtrack in the world, my bro. And all you got to do is tap that accelerator. The big 4-barrel carbs come to life in a flash. You don't even have to try hard. Power brakes makes it stop on a dime. In there like swimwear, my bro. Oh, effortless. effortless. Nowadays, all cars look pretty much the same way. Unlike this late 60s, early 70s job, where design was given priority over functionality a lot of the time. And this Chevelle looking Beaumont is a great example of that. It's just wide, chunky, it looks mean and angry, and once you hit that accelerator, it comes across just like that. Powerful, and it's just an absolute pleasure to drive, you know? Like point and shoot car. This particular one is a 5.7 liter 350. I believe some mods have been done to it, so it's I'm pretty sure it's above that 5.7 liter spec at the moment. You can feel it's not a standard engine, it's just way too responsive for that. I mean, I'm not sure what the internals are like, but it certainly is great performance, nice, solid, reliable, great road manners, electronic ignition on the Dizzy over there. It's just a great car. And it's got all the little bits and bobs you need as well. Power windows, power steering, power brakes, comfortable, warm, lekker. It's like meat and potatoes kind of stuff, you know. It's like a South African bready, you know. It's got all the components for a great, lekker, warm, cozy meal. Well, with the steering wheel and a couple of pedals, but you know what I mean. How pretty is that? That Pontiac Beaumont. It's got a serpentine system on the pulleys over there. Clearly a Chevy 350 in there. Aluminium radiator. All the little bits have been redone, and that is one of the prettiest motors you'll ever see. Just such a nicely restored car. As it turns out, this Pontiac Beaumont has an extensive file on where it comes from and what was done to it. And just as we mentioned in our test drive, that between the USA and the Canada and the big three producers, this is a Canadian version of the Chevelle, and it is a Pontiac Beaumont. That's a one-off grille, only on that year, only on this particular car, and it's got a picture version, or a picture by picture really, of its restoration and all the work that was done on it. And clearly these guys have spent an absolute fortune on trying to get it absolutely perfect. And yeah, here it all is. Apparently this has just been sold, and I think that was the number that was spent. I'm ill-advised to not show you that number, but let's just say it was a very expensive restoration, and it was an honor to take it out for a spin. That was the Pontiac Beaumont.